I love it when the game freezes on me and I have to start all that stuff again. It's not fair, man.
Looked like as a robot. Not too shabby.
Oh boy, that's a lot of metal. Hope you plan on using your robot powers for good.
Sturgis, tell him.
I had a whole fancy plan about fixing up a suit of power armor. And here you are, walking in like some kind of metal miracle.
Hey.
Be careful. If the shielding on the reactor core isn't perfect, it can be hazardous to your health. Huh. You look quite dashing in that.
Reaction power armor.
Human look like robot.
Hey, check out the chassis on you. Whoa, your plates have got me cranked. The name's Zeke.
Plates.
Power armor. I like a cat. Yeah, that's more like it, Jack. We wear our power armor with style. Not like some other deadheads around.
Unless the next bloke we run into is armed with a can opener, I'd say we're good to go.
Get her in there. Let's do this, metal man.
See if she had anything. Over here.
Power armor. Better not
Wait
be here
there.
to cause any trouble.
See if he had
Look
anything
at you
worth taking.
dragging around. A regular knight in shining armor.
Grab anything useful. Move here. Check
Feels
it out.
like you can take on the world in there, doesn't it? Now that's what I call locked and loaded.
See if there's anything there.
I've heard of it, but this is the first time I've ever seen it.
Remind me not to mess with you when you're in that thing. Time to kick some ass.
Whoa. Now that is some armor. Check out those hydraulics.
I guess subtlety just went out the window. My, how armored you look. Oh, man, what you plan on fighting? The Institute? Ooh, holy shit.
Ooh, shit. That's my favorite reaction to power armor.
Holy shit. That is smart.
You did these things in Fallout 4. I want to watch the video.
Listen up.
It's the video's thumbnail has someone standing in front of the lava pit at Saugus Ironworks. Yes, you quick saved and you jumped in that lava. If you did not do that, you are lying. I do not care who you are. You are lying if you've never done that. I've done it, you've done it, everyone else.
Go
Away.
Excuse me.
Good. Security low.
I have a random trap, yup. This stupid ass bridge. Run on water. I've never done that, actually.
Sturgis. So, I had a whole fancy plan about fixing up a suit of power armor. And here you are, walking in like some kind of metal miracle.
Actually, I got a minigun right here. We're set.
Well, alright. Maybe our luck's fine.
Come to person prepared. I've never did that. Dude, I shot that synth in the asshole.
Don't move, Sid. What have you done with the real Riley? Where's my brother?
Shoot first.
Swear I'm not a sin. Don't shoot, for God's sake, we're family.
Put the gun down
Riley, no!
Okay, show's over. There are no synths in Diamond City. Hear me? Just you folks and your damn paranoia.
At least someone in this town did more than just stand and gawk.
Officer,
Nice shot. I'm gonna have to ask you to step back. Got a mess to clean up.
I think you're gonna like what I have on offer. You hand over everything you got in them pockets. Accidents start happening to you. Big, bloody accidents.
Hey, take anything good.
Never guessed. I like
Hey.
it. Walk into a new place, make a show of dominance. Nice.
I've never shot that guy with it or trying to sell you insurance for it. Only because I like watching Hancock stab the shit out of him.
Heads up.
Carry 2 heavy items. Yeah, I did that. Yup, we all do this.
hey, I'm listening.
Where's the pain to pick up more? Yup. If I said I didn't do that, I'd be a dead ass liar. I do that all the time on this game.
Hey, I'm all ears. Grab anything useful. Done and done. Hey, now see what I can do.
I hate this place.
Enjoy your stay.
Oh shit.
That's it. Nice. Sweet.
Wait, what do you do? Rotate a pole.
Nice.
Huh.
Sweet.
I don't remember ever doing that. Rotate. Spin this load screen. Yeah, we all do that. These moments are actually in Fallout 4 without you knowing.
Everything's so different. It's all blown up. Whoa. It's nighttime and it's still kind of bright. It was always pitch black in the fridge.
Look at this place.
Everything's so different. It's all blown up. Really bright out. I haven't seen the sun in
Billy
so
reacts to the time of
long.
day. Interesting.
I'll be damned. Are you seeing this? Oh my god.
Yeah, I knew about the UFO reaction.
Something just dropped out of the sky. And I'm betting it was carrying some nice little goodies for us. Let's go find where it crashed.
How can metal fly? Strong confused. It attacks. Let's go kill it.
The hell? You see that? Damn. Well, if they weren't dead before, you want to take a look.
The airport, huh? You sure you want to waltz through Brotherhood HQ with a synth at your side?
This area is off limits to civilians. I order you to stand down and tell me what you're doing here immediately.
I prefer to keep my business to myself.
If you refuse to cooperate, I have strict shoot-to-kill orders.
U.S. alternative invitation.
I was hoping to track down the owners of that huge airship.
Well, you found us. And since this is a military installation, this is the closest you're gonna get to her.
Well then, maybe I'll have to join up.
Well, if you made it this deep into the Commonwealth, then you obviously know how to handle yourself. With your experience, you might actually fit in with the Brotherhood. We're always looking to add a few more brothers and sisters to our ranks, if you think you have what it takes.
Will it get me aboard that airship?
If you live long enough to make the rank of knight, you'll have full access. Head over to the Cambridge police station and look for Paladin Dance. He's in charge of our new recruits, and I'm certain he'll be glad to have an extra gun on his team. Ad Victoriam, civilian, and good luck.
Hey, we appreciate the assistance, civilian, but what's your business here?
A Brotherhood soldier pointed me this way. I might be...
Huh, I actually have never known that.
I've been trying to send...
I didn't know you could actually join up alternatively.
Airport, but the signal's too weak to reach them. Our target is ArcJet Systems, and it contains the technology we need. The deep range transmitter. We infiltrate the facility, secure the transmitter, and bring it back here.
Door. Now.
Damn. Not afraid of mutants, huh? You're our kind of guy.
Game over, asshole. Not eager to get into a fight with mutants, huh? I guess I can't blame you.
Gwinnett Stout beer, 44 caliber bullets, and cigars. San Francisco Sunlights.
Interesting brand. Won't lead us in.
Alternative way to make dog meat?
There's gotta be someone who can help.
Yeah, let me think.
That's it.
There is someone I know.
Engine core power restored.
Always goes his own way, but I can get him here.
I didn't know you could do that. You could actually rotate the...
But he only likes certain
It's
people.
standing by for your
I got a
command.
feeling you'll get on with
Look
him.
alive. Hold
You'll
position.
meet soon enough. I'm gonna send out the signal. It's a special frequency, so you won't hear it. But he will. Okay, I called him. Let's wait outside.
Aw, yeah, dog whistle.
Ready to get to work, dog meat?
Dog meat, huh?
Hell of an animal. Doesn't really have an owner, but he's always ready to help out if you need it. Go ahead. Let him sniff that cigar. See if he can find our man.
Robot self-destruct protocol. Oh, I love that. That's so fun to do. Hey, we both get to watch it.
4, 3,
I've never had this before. Paladin and my companion watch it.
2, 1. Engine firing.
Well, what do you know? The door's not even locked. Let's head inside.
Test firing completed with an efficiency rating of 96.7%.
Bats is available without the Pip-Boy. I didn't know that
That's
was
worth.
beat Cobware after the
Looking
fight.
good. For a robot that survived an atomic war.
Well, I have picked up a few minor scratches and, dare I say, stains. But all in all, the inner workings are top-notch. And I see you've taken up a new look. I take it the missus approves. Where is the wife, by the way?
She's in a better place.
Heavens no. Such a tragedy. If I could feel, I would be quite distraught over the news. And young Sean? What of your son?
Have you heard of the Institute?
Can't say I have. News is a bit hard to come by these days. What with the lack of Hodgins and no more GNN. Is that where young Sean is? Don't tell me you had the lad committed.
He's with his mother.
Sir, this news, this terrible news. You must let me assist you in the search for young Sean. I simply cannot remain here knowing the lad is
Take
in
that
danger.
weapon.
No, not now.
All right then.
No, you can't help me find my son. Okay, sure. That is the most chill reaction to someone missing their son I've ever seen. I really want to help you. Not right now. Oh, okay then.
Get over it.
What have you done?
Thank you. Now, if you could just give
After course, they're getting the scene.
K-198, your little adventure is over. It's time to go home.
Please, you don't have to do this.
Relax. You won't feel a thing. K-198. Recall code.
I'm begging
Stratus.
you, do this.
Your assistance is no longer
Careful.
needed.
Vaya bien.
Whoa, whoa, easy there, Mr. Power Owner. This doesn't involve. Whoa, whoa, easy there.
What's this one? Wolfgang reacts to your outfits. Hold on.
Whoa, easy there, Falco. Hey, this doesn't involve you.
You stop waving that gun in my face, or it's gonna involve me.
Okay, just take it easy. Good morning! Vault-Tec calling.
Something that is unquestionable, inescapably American. I'm referring, of course, to our great national pastime, baseball. This afternoon, right here in the city, Boston's SWAT. Big Sultans will swing the fences. Whatever you're selling, I'm not buying. Hey, Piper.
You know, the Institute has a lot of enemies. The Minutemen tangled with them once. The Railroad still does. I've even got some notes on these new guys. The Brotherhood of Steel.
Tell me about the Minutemen.
You know that group you rescued and conquered? As far as I know, they're the last Minutemen left in the Commonwealth. They used to be a volunteer army dedicated to protecting friends, family,
grab
and
that.
neighbors. Sounds
Get
soft, but
Pick
they were
that
a real
up.
thing at one point.
Take that. See if he had
Tell me about
anything
the
worth
Minutemen.
taking.
They're a volunteer army
Grab anything useful.
dedicated to protecting
Check it
the
out.
Commonwealth from things like
See if there's
the
anything
Institute.
there.
Things that make people afraid. But, they're not around anymore. A lot of, petty infighting. People lost faith and, well, you can't have a volunteer army without volunteers. Last I heard, the only remaining group of them was making their way to Concord.
Going up.
And Righteous Authority. Keeping reactions to the Nornate.
Take as long as you need, soldier.
Aw. Dance.
Hey, I'm really sorry. We don't have to be here if you don't want to.
Let's move out.
Hey. Grab that.
Is that... Mom? Sir,
Get that. Heads up.
Now that's not.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Paladin dance.
Sitting there hearing people talk about his death.
Detective, tracking down another wayward husband to his mistress?
Why?
Someone stand more than once, which is unacceptable. However, your extra gun, I'm not certain I could have accomplished the mission.
Your extra gun gave me the edge. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's so cringy.
I'd like to compensate you for it. I think you'll find may it serve you well.
There we go. Holy shit! I forgot how good this was. I remember when I was like what, the age of like 12 or 13, and I got Righteous Authority, and I was so happy because of it. I don't even think I modded it for a ton of time.
Dance?
Well, that could have gone smoother, but...
Right. I thought we worked well as a team.
Agreed. That being said, first and foremost, I think you'll find this weapon may it serve you.
Mm-hmm. That isn't necessary.
I insist you keep it.
Uh-huh.
Now, we had a lot thrown at it. Our op, there's no doubt. When we met it, is that something you're still...
I'd be honored to join.
That's what I wanted. Meet me back at...
Sure.
Wait, what? Oh. Quick, let's make it to a bed. Holy shit. Those guys got completely assassinated. Oh crap, and they have a mattress too. Thank you. Run that ass, boy.
You trying that, what do you call it? Evasive language on me? And who are you, huh? Valentine's new dick in training?
We're hiring, but I don't think
Take anything good.
measure up.
Don't be like that. You just got
Pick
the
that
look
up.
of someone who's in the market for a little insurance.
Take that.
You better back off, or you're the one who's gonna need
Go
insurance.
check that
Ooh.
out.
Hey, all right.
See if he
We'll
had
just
anything worth
Say
taking.
your insurance is paid up. Okay?
Grab anything useful.
He got idiot savant on
Check it
that.
out.
Time makes a rare visit to town, and you're hassling his friend here with that extortion crap.
See if there's anything
Good
there.
to see you again, Nick.
Hancock.
Take
What do
anything
you
good.
care?
Grab that.
Bloodthirsty about me?
Get that.
Fortunately, you picked the right
Pick that
time.
up.
Walk into a new place.
Take that.
make a show of dominance. Nice. Good neighbors of the people, for the people. You feel me? Everyone's welcome.
he's alive. See if he had anything worth taking.
Everything's so different. It's all blown up. Whoa, it's nighttime and it's still kind of bright. It was always pitch black in the fridge.
Ranking every unique weapon in Fallout 4.
Grab anything useful. Check it out. See if there's anything there. Take anything good.
Videos about games.
Pick that up.
And for better or worse, I love the Fallout franchise. Today we are going to be ranking every unique weapon in Fallout 4 from worst to best. In order for a weapon to make this list, it must have a unique name and a fixed spawn, which means weapons like the jump jet, the Zeta gun, and the prototype railway rifle are simply off the list. They're rare, not unique, because there are multiple ways to acquire them. Every weapon in Fallout 4 can be modded to match your playstyle, but for this list we're mostly ranking based on the default configuration, but there are a few exceptions that absolutely require mods to be usable. And lastly, this list only includes weapons officially released by Bethesda, so that means base Fallout 4 and DLCs. No mods, even if they are super popular. Absolutely zero Raging Club content is left. Thanks so much for checking out the video. I'm super stoked to go on this adventure with you. So let's jump right into the bottom tier mole rat turrets. You might as well just break these down for scrap. And holding down the bottom of the list, the worst unique in Fallout 4 is the flare gun. What a piece of shit. You will almost always for scrap. And much for checking out the video. I'm super stoked to go on this adventure with you. So let's jump right into the bottom tier.
Oh, bottom tier, I'll say. That's an I'm like, well, I never heard of that.
These down for scrap. And holding down the bottom of the list, the worst unique in Fallout 4 is the flare gun. What a piece of shit. You will almost always come across this gun. It's given to you by Preston Garvey after completing the quest, The First Step. It technically does damage, it's just tiny and inconsequential because this gun's not really intended to be a combat weapon. Firing a flare into the air summons a squad of Minutemen when you're close to one of the settlements, but it doesn't work half the time. So, I mean, you're really just kind of better off bringing the threat to the Minutemen instead. Big shout out to Trash Can Carla because she don't take no shit. As soon as I lured the Deathclaw into town, she jumped right into that power armor and got busy. Next up is our first entry from the Automatron DLC, the Salvage Assaultron Head. It's an absolute abomination. It's found in a chest after you fight Ivy at Fort Hagen, and I advise that you just leave it there. This weapon has two defining characteristics. One,
gives you radiation when you shoot with it.
Charge the weapon kind of like a laser musket. That's annoying, but you can learn to deal with it. The second point here is the real problem. Every time you fire, it dishes out 50 rad damage. If you use the Ghoulish perk, you can kind of recover raw health, but you'll still always save that rad damage. So the charge mechanic gives it awkward handling. You do a ton of self-damage, and it doesn't even dish out that much damage to the enemies. It's okay-ish for a laser weapon, and, you know, mind you, this is just taste. It takes up pretty much the entire screen. Look at how big the view model is on this weapon. If you decide to use it, you are going to die, and everyone knows what happens when you die in Fallout 4. Raiders pick over your body, and they go through your Pip-Boy browsing history. Everybody in the Commonwealth's gonna know you're a pervert. Even Mama Murphy can see it. Welcome to the Nuka World DLC. This little piece of junk costs 6,250 tickets in the Nuka Gate. And what do you get for all that?
Oh, the acid soaker. Oh boy, yeah, that is an ass gun.
Pathetic amount of damage. I'd rather run around with my fists out and a mini boot strapped to my ass. Zhao's Sword. This is a reward for completing the
ammo for that acid soaker is so expensive too.
You actually have to complete the quest. It cannot be looted off of Zhao's dead body. You have to pass 3 persuasion checks to get your hands on this weapon. And all it is a named Chinese officer sword that has 0 legendary effects. Nothing. It's just named. It's definitely cool that it has a name, and there's something you can take away from that quest that's unique, and you can put that in your inventory. And there are a few weapons like that fall down here at the bottom of the list, although they're fun, and they're unique and interesting, and I'm glad they're in the game. If it doesn't come with a baked-in legendary effect, there's really no reason to run the weapon. Reba. And like Zhao's sword, Reba is a hunting rifle that has no legendary effects, and it must be acquired from its owner, Barney Rook. It's a totally senseless murder because there's really no good reason to use Reba, especially when Barney's quest is a much better variant called Reba 2 that we'll talk about later. Krembe's Tooth. It's a machete that poisons targets for an extra 3 points of damage per hit. 3 points. 1, 2, 3. 3 points. If you want to torture yourself, this can be found on an altar under Dunwich. Reckoning. A Ripper.
I remember when I thought that the Crim's Tooth was good.
If you bring him to your camp and assign him to a weapon for him. You won't always find Larry, so this one could actually be a little bit on the rarer side. But that's okay because it sucks. You take 15% less damage while standing and not moving. I have a conspiracy theory about this weapon. I feel like the core idea is pretty strong, but it essentially had to be forced into being bad because of its potential combination with the Rooted perk. If the Reckoning resistance is too high and you couple that with Rooted, you would essentially have been practically invincible if you were using the combination. So I think this one ended up just kind of being tweaked and nerfed down to not being that good at all. Silver Submachine Gun. This one hurts because I love this gun so much. You acquire this one from my main man, Ken Conley, after fetching a prop version from the top floor of Hubris Comics. Unfortunately, it's just a reskin of a normal submachine gun. It looks really cool, and I absolutely love it. Also, I tend to pick this one up because it's a 100% reliable way to get a submachine gun, but it's just a bottom tier unique, unfortunately. And the fight at Hubris isn't super easy. That place is absolutely jam-packed with ghouls. On a permadeath run, it can be kind of a problem. The Striker. Total meat weapon. It's a fat man modified to shoot bowling balls. First appearance of a Far Harbor.
That is also something my dad would build.
Found in the office of the Beaver Creek Lanes. Funny as hell, but utterly ineffective. I don't want to sound like anti-fun. I love that this weapon's in the game. It's super funny. I cracked up the first time I found it. But let's be totally honest. After you play with it for a few minutes, the Striker is just going to rot away in your stash forever and ever. You're never going to pull it back out. Okay, whew. I'm happy to have those behind us. This next category is worth the carry weight. These aren't incredible weapons, but they're generally an upgrade to the base version. Nuka Nuke Launcher. This Fat Man launcher has no specific legendary effects, but it does do 50% more damage, so it's a dramatic improvement from base. I absolutely love the blue Nuka Quantum Explosion, that's fucking rad. But the reason it can't go much higher on my list is it's a reward for completing a tremendously terrible quest. Cappy in a Haystack. That's the one where you have to go around all of Nuka World searching for hidden Cappies. I think the fuck not, Sierra. Find them yourself. This gun is just not worth it. It's fun and it's effective, but it's not worth doing a fucking multi-hour scavenger hunt for. No. And no. Pikmin's Blade. A combat knife located in the Pikmin Gallery. It's a reward for completing the quest Pikmin's Gifts. It adds 25 points of bleed damage. Okay, I mean, damage is damage. I would rather have the bleed damage than not have the bleed damage, I guess. It just doesn't really matter. 25 points is totally irrelevant against heavy enemies. And you're already kind of smashing bugs and small creatures, so when exactly should I care about this extra damage? Fence Buster. It's a very unremarkable baseball bat. All it does is ignore 30% of target's damage and energy resistance, so it's just a slightly more effective baseball bat. But it's found in one of the best locations in the game, Vault 118. I really don't want to spoil anything, but just a little
I
bit
love
of a
Vault
teaser.
8118's
It
mystery.
involves a robot murder mystery. You absolutely owe it to yourself to visit this location. It's one of the best parts of Far Harbor, which is arguably one of the best overall DLC Fallout has ever seen. I mean, it's between this and Old World Blues in New Vegas. It really is a highlight of Fallout 4, but the baseball bat isn't that good. That's fine, whatever, who cares? Reba 2. After you've either completed his quest or negotiated with Barney, you get a key for a locked room in the basement where you can find Reba 2. Like Reba 1, this is a hunting rifle, but this one has the Exterminator's legendary effect, meaning that you deal 50% more damage to Mirelurks and bugs. As a world-renowned Mirelurkator, I think this is fantastic. But pragmatically, any effect that only applies to a specific enemy type is kind of situational at best. It's an easy reward to get and an upgrade to the stock hunting rifle. Reba 2 is pretty nice. I mean, hunting rifles in general are a strong class of weapon, so I would advise picking it up, but it's definitely not going to be winning any run for you. Le Fusil Terribles. This combat shotgun is found on a shelf in the captain's cabin of the Libertalia. Low-key, one of my favorite places to clear out in Fallout 4 because it's on some Waterworld shit. This weapon is an interesting outlier. There really aren't that many unique guns that come with a negative associated with it. It does 25% more damage to limbs, but has significantly increased recoil. Not many weapons have a downside like that. This gun would have been pretty decent, but still kind of middle of the road, strictly with the 25% more damage to limbs. But the extra recoil is just unnecessary. Why? It takes a gun from being kind of middle of the pack to kind of pushing it way further down the list. Lucky Eddie. A reward for completing the way life should be. This lever action rifle gives you +2 luck bonus while equipped. Fucking yay? I mean, I'll take it. Sure. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate you. Shem Drown Sword. A revolutionary sword that is given to the player upon completing the quest, the Gilded Grasshopper. Every time you hit a target, they become irradiated. It's like bleed and poison and these other effects, especially on a melee weapon, they don't have the same kind of impact. Over my hundreds of playthroughs of Fallout 4, I don't think I've ever made this weapon even once. It's certainly not bad, but it's super unremarkable. Every time I get it, I'm like, oh, neat. Next. Party starter. It feels great to visit a good neighbor. This missile launcher is sold by Clio. It does 50% more damage against human targets. The same criticism applies to this weapon as Reba 2. The extra damage is situationally nice, but it comes into play far less frequently than you would expect. There's a huge diversity of enemy types in the open world. Yeah, it's super fun to clap some raiders with a missile launcher. Like, that's awesome. It's just not that pragmatic. Missile launchers in general aren't that pragmatic. At least this one has an upside to it, so it definitely is an upgrade. And seeing that you fight a lot of humans, this can kind of come in handy during some important boss fights. So it's pretty good, especially if you have high charisma and you can get a good cheap price on it from Clio. Rognak's Axe. Heading back into Hubris Comics. This melee weapon is in a display case behind the counter, locked behind an advanced level lock. When you pick it up, it doesn't have any legendary effects listed, but it actually features a few nice attributes. Hits from this weapon cause more stagger, targets take bleed damage, and it also costs less AP and bat speed. You just kind of swing, which is awesome. It's a really solid melee weapon and totally worth it if you have the points invested in lockpicking. Radical Conversion. It ignores 30% of the target's damage and energy resistance. Fundamentally solid. Nice. Clearly unremarkable. Nobody's writing home about this weapon. It's just good. Big Jim. This pipe wrench is
pretty good for early game.
Tunnel beneath Walden Pond. And it gives you a 20% chance to cripple the target's legs. The legendary effect on this is shockingly good. The problem with Big Jim is that you just swing the thing pretty slowly. You don't get a lot of hits. Your percentage chance to inflict cripple is pretty bad. It's just generally not that outstanding. It'll definitely
knocking out an entire behemoth.
Problems. I tend to carry Big Jim in my pocket pretty frequently. All you have to do is just pray to God Howard and hope you cripple. Rockville Slugger. Mo sells this baseball bat in the Diamond City market. It gives you 40% less action points cost in bats. This is just an early game W. If you're running a melee build, which is
alright, I forgot. Jerky Jazz
this is pretty much a
does the supply line.
It's not that much money, and it just considerably amplifies the damage you can output. It's great. Skipper's Last Stand. A reward for completing the Shipbreaker quest. This harpoon gun gives you plus 150 damage resistance while reloading. It's pretty impactful considering how much you reload, but regardless, I still find it to be slow and dangerous. Yeah, you deal a lot of damage, but not enough to one-shot most enemies. If I'm using a harpoon gun, I tend to go with the offensively oriented legendary effects versus the defensively oriented legendary effects. I'd rather the fight end quicker than for the fight to go on longer because I'm not doing enough damage, but I'm also getting a hefty amount of damage resistance. But where this gun really shines is when you're battling multiple small enemies and you're just taking fire from multiple directions. It can definitely keep you alive in situations where you would otherwise just be totally creamed. Sword of Wonders. A reward for completing a magical kingdom. This
there's back here.
It's just a good sword. It does way more damage, and it's a reward for an absolutely fabulous quest. I love Oswald the Outrageous. He's amazing.
It's a pretty good quest.
It's a totally fine weapon. Ashmaker. It's acquired from Fahrenheit during the quest The Big Dig. It's super easy to get and very powerful. If you're running a heavy weapons build, this is generally one of the first weapons you're making a beeline for. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of heavy weapons, and this one breaks it a little bit.
Some good news for a change. Nice work, sir.
I didn't do it alone. Aelin.
Paladin.
Good, you're back. Aelin, Reese, you should.
Thanks. I promised.
You know.
So you decided to stay. Let's just hug this out and get it over with. What do you say?
You can play it however you want, tough guy. It's gonna take a lot more than completing one mission.
Reese, that's an like it or not, you're going to have to learn to work. And
You need to understand what it means to be a... We're not soldiers of fortune. We're an army. And if you intend to stay within our ranks, you need to obey our tenets without question.
Right. Don't worry. I've spent time in the military.
Perfect. Then there's no need to give you a long lecture. So I'll get right. I only ask for... You fall in line, you stay in line. There's one last order of business I want. I'm going to recommend you to be awarded the rank of knight. Now, nothing's official until you speak to Elder Maxson, but I wanted you to...
Thank you.
Thanks aren't necessary. Just continue it. Sure.
Ad Victoriam.
He doesn't even know what that means. Ad Victoriam means to victory. In our eyes, defeat is unacceptable. Because we're fighting for the future of mankind. Our rallying cry is more powerful than any weapon you could ever carry. Remember that. Now, however, I'll leave the choice up. Let me know when you're ready to...
Excuse me, Paladin Danse?
Are you ready to head up to the ship?
Yes.
Yes, I am. I've never seen anything so impressive.
Takes your breath away, doesn't it? We call our ship the Prydwen. She's loaded with a maximized amount of major offensive. If she's here, Elder Maxson's here. And that means we're going to war.
Gonna be a quick war with that thing on the side.
That's
I sided with the Institute last time, which I don't know why. That was a stupid choice. I want to side with the Minutemen. Remember, this is a practice run. So I want to side with the Minutemen. On my next playthrough. So let's go for the Brotherhood of Steel for this playthrough.
Paladin.
Lancer Captain Kells is waiting for us on the Prydwen.
I can't go with the Minutemen because, well, Preston is brokey. Oh, there's a fan right there. Another fan in a Dancy globe.
Scribe Halen.
Reese still giving you the cold shoulder.
I wish we can see eye to eye.
Reese only sees one. Reese bleeds Brotherhood. It's all he cares. If anything else comes in...
Is there something between...
When I first joined up, Reese is the one who... I thought there was a little more. He told me the Brotherhood of Steel was all... We never spoke. Look, if you're worried about... So?
Ready.
Great. Let me... One of the Brotherhood's most important duties is the recovery and preservation of technology that was lost when the bomb...
What?
I have a list of locations. Here, this should come. Good luck.
Hi.
All right, out with it. What's your game?
Give me a break. I can't win with you.
Win? You're not the military.
Whatever.
So I can't figure out why you're sticking...
I just want to be...
That's just it. The Brotherhood is all about the team. The sooner you realize that... But if you step out of line and put any of my brothers... So, ready for your assignment, hero?
Ready.
Then listen up. Like it or not, I'm talking about this op is all the details. Don't come back.
No. I absolutely love the... What's it called? The effects. Like the quotes.
You got your orders. Move like you got a purpose.
Scribe?
It can be so hard to find good artifacts these days. Ones us scribes can actually glean information from. It's always worth it when we do. You still here?
Wait, what? Cleansing the Commonwealth?
Pretty certain I gave you a mission.
For me, it looks super cool, and it sets targets on fire for 15 points of additional damage. So I think it's an obvious winner for somebody looking for a tank power armor style build, like bleed and poison and irradiation. I don't find fire to be hugely impactful. I'm sure there are some enemies out there that take more fire damage, and it's situationally a lot better. But in general, I don't really find the fire to be like super impactful. It just looks cool.
Must have spent a whole case of ammo holding this site.
Suppose that means we missed all the fun. No one's gonna move on this place now that the Prydwen's in town.
That point may be coming from a place of ignorance, though, because I don't really use the Ashmaker that often. I normally get it kind of stoned. It's also really heavy, especially on a survival playthrough. You have to fully commit to using this weapon, and it's not enough to get me there. There are some heavy weapons that I think rank really, really high, and they're worth all the trouble, but the Ashmaker it doesn't rise to that level for me. General Chow's Revenge. A Chinese officer sword sold by good old Trudy down at the Drumlin Diner. It's usually one of the first unique weapons you see in every playthrough because it's so close to full.
Let's go.
That minigun in front of you is loaded and ready to fire. If you spot anything hostile during the flight, I suggest you put it to good use. Make sure you properly identify your targets before you start shooting. We don't want to have any mishaps and fire on the local.
What the hell? Who shot at me?
Commonwealth looks different from up here, doesn't it? It never ceases to amaze me how drastically your perception of the battle changes from the air. We're gonna need that edge when we take on the Institute. They've already proven that they're technologically superior, which means there's no telling what types of weapons they'll have in their arsenal. Hopefully, our air superiority and tactical know-how will make the difference. Now all we have to do is find them. And I'm betting that Elder Maxon will have a plan already in place by the time we arrive.
Oh, I see this on my Pip-Boy, on my app. Oh, look at that.
Everyone down there believed in our cause, but they've been blinded by rumors and misinformation. They don't realize that the Brotherhood of Steel is the Commonwealth's last hope for survival. Every man, woman, and child below is in mortal danger. If we fail, it's only a matter of time before the enemy overwhelms the population. Cleansing the Commonwealth is our duty, and I will gladly spill my own blood that ensures our victory. We're on final approach to the airport. The Prydwen should be coming into view just ahead. They'll be meeting Lancer Captain Kells on the flight deck. Just stick close to me and answer all of his questions.
Oh, yes. There's the...
Permission granted. And welcome back, Paladin. Allow me to be the first to congratulate you on a successful mission. And is this our new recruit?
Yes, sir. I've been promoted him to initiate, and I'd like to sponsor his entry into our rankings personally.
Yes, we've read your report. You'll be pleased to know that Elder Maxon's approved your request. Place the recruit in your charge.
Thank you, sir. And my current orders?
You are to remain in the city and await further instructions.
Very good, sir. Ad Victoriam, Captain.
Ad Victoriam.
I can't believe superhumans were human ones. How could science have gone so wrong?
No, I think you've almost got it.
So, you're the one Paladin Danse has taken under his wing. Or earns merit by respecting the ideals created by our Elder, not by simply killing the enemy and following orders. I've read Paladin Dance's reports. He seems to think you'll make a fine addition to the Brotherhood. You might expect an endorsement like that to grant you a great deal of latitude with us. But let me make one thing clear. The Brotherhood of Steel has traveled to the Commonwealth specifically. As the captain of this vessel, I won't allow anyone to jeopardize our mission, no matter how valuable they think they are. Understood?
Absolutely.
Good. That's all for now, soldier. Your orders are to proceed to the command deck for the address, after which Elder Maxon wishes to have a word with you. If you have any questions, ask me now. Otherwise, you're dismissed.
What are my orders?
Your orders are to pursue anything else.
What are my orders?
Your order.
What are my orders?
Your orders are to proceed. Anything else?
What are my orders?
Your orders.
I love messing with NPCs. Why is this guy standing at the door doing nothing?
Brothers and sisters, the road behind has been long and fraught with difficulty. Each and every one of you has surpassed my expectations by rapidly facilitating our arrival in the Commonwealth. You have accomplished this amazing feat without a hint of purpose or direction. And most impressive, without question. Now that the ship is in position, it is time to reveal our purpose. And beneath the Commonwealth, there is a gate, known as the Nexus, a malignant rope that needs to be touched before it infects the surface. They are experimenting with dangerous technology that could prove to be the world's undoing for the second The Institute scientists have created a weapon that transcends the destructive nature of the atom bomb. They call their creation the Sith, a robotic abomination of technology that is free-thinking and masquerades as a human being. This notion that a machine could be granted free will is not only offensive, but horribly dangerous. And like the atom, if it isn't harnessed properly, it has the potential of rendering us extinct as a species. I am not prepared to allow the Institute to continue this line of experimentation. Therefore, the Institute and their Siths are considered enemies of the Brotherhood of Steel, and should be dealt with swiftly and mercilessly. This campaign will be costly, and many lives will be lost. But in the end, we will be saving humankind from its worst enemy. Itself. Ad Victoriam.
No, dog meat.
Ad Victoriam.
Dog meat. If you actually bring dog meat, he does a little like move.
Excuse me, Elder Maxon.
Excuse me. I care about them, you know. The people of the...
I can see that.
Exactly. I refuse to...
Don't worry. I'm convinced.
Paladin Dance's reports were quite clear regarding... And he concludes, seeing as he's one of my most... Therefore,
right.
And befitting your...
I'll do my best.
I'm certain. In any event, once you're finished becoming familiar with the Prydwen and my staff, report to the flight deck for welcome aboard the Prydwens.
Status report. Green across the board, sir. Nothing new.
Good. Carry on.
I'll administer your exam after you've checked in.
So how did it look out there?
Excuse me, Paladin Dance?
There you are. How did it go with him?
I was very impressed with him. He seems...
Not...
Uh-huh. I won't let you down, Dance.
Good. Now, in order to be an effective part of the team, since I've been...
Sure. Sounds good. Let's go.
Out.
Time to hit the road.
When I get off duty, that Salisbury steak.
And your mess hall isn't bad. Well, as long as you don't smell it.
Captain Cade.
Glad you finally stopped by, soldier.
Sure.
All right. First question.
Sure.
As a child,
there wasn't that much...
Right. You were a vault. You're probably... Anyway, sorry I missed that. Okay, second question. Have you ever had, or...
Have you had problems with the crew catching disease?
Well, it's not unusual for our we don't want to sing. Anyway.
Never been...
Good. Third question. Have you ever had sex...
Yes, I love this answer.
There was this one really ugly girl in college. I had to get drunk, and it was a dare, and...
That hardly qualified. Last question. Would you have any problems pulling the trigger?
That's more of a moral...
Oh, absolutely. I feel that the mental state of anyone that hesitates firing in combat due to... So what about you?
If my life's in danger?
That's an acceptable answer. Excellent. I see no reason to prevent you. If you ever need medical...
Okay, there we go. We got that guy, and let's go get him. He wants technical documents.
Sure. I think you're confusing me with some...
Perhaps I need to rummage through the supply bins for a new... Since it's obvious that you aren't who I...
Maxon wanted me to meet the crew.
Under normal circumstances, I'd provide... However, unfortunately...
Maybe I can lend you a hand.
That... As you patrol the... I'm authorized to pay you for each bump, and if you wish to... In any event, it was a...
Proctor Quinlan.
Please, finish your introductions by all means. I do hope you'll consider assisting me.
There. Try it now. Watch your step on the flight deck.
Not mine. Mine.
You're the one who decided to kick your way through a... God, it's,
There it is. Walk it over. Way like that is just thanks, brother. I own you.
Ingram?
So, a new recruit I heard about.
Sounds like you're disappointed.
Anyway, my name's Ingram. If your power armor's
Sounds like you have a pretty full...
plate, there isn't a day that goes... And since I'm stuck in this...
Actually, you seem to be getting around...
I suppose it's better than the alternative. Anyway, I'm sure there's a pretty decent T6... Oh, and if you need any work done on it now, if you'll excuse...
The Prydwen is a magnificent ship.
Tegan. I remember when I used to steal that helmet over there.
Looks uncomfortable in there.
It's not that bad. Now this is the stowage depot. The powers that... If you need...
That's good to know.
I'm glad you're the agreeable. The good news is... Yeah, most of course.
I could use some extra caps.
You need them. And since after you're done. In the meantime...
Have you ever fired a minigun?
Excuse me, Proctor Tegan.
Choose through
Step
ferals
forward,
like
Knight.
they...
even though they
Yeah, choose your ammo like paper.
Looks uncomfortable in there.
It's not. If you need,
That's good to know.
I'm glad you're the agreeable.
Right. Sure.
Yeah, mostly, of course.
I could use some extra caps.
You need. And after you're done, in the meantime,
Proctor,
what can I get for you today?
I'll take a look.
Be my guest.
This guy has some pretty good cells, like high-powered cells. Oh man, I would walk out with this bad boy right here, but it's survival mode. Infusion cores are heavy. Sturdy BOS 2 armor. Minus 10% VATS cost, 2+ damage. That's not bad. That's actually not bad. Let's try it, okay? Because that actually looks pretty nice. You know what? I have 5,000 caps. To hell with it. Let's do it. We have...
What brings you to me today?
I'm looking for some firepower.
All of my weapons?
I will take that. Oh, he sells ballistic fiber. Oh, shoot, that's not mine.
Dr. Ingram said she needed a suit tested yesterday.
Oh, I just got scared. I think that's them target practicing, isn't it?
Good. Firing.
Right, all right. Everything looks nominal. You didn't scuttle the ship. Thanks, Mitch. Sure.
I don't think I'd be firing in a ship carrying hydrogen bladders. I'm actually going to rock this armor for a bit, probably. I mean, I might even start maining power armor.
Elder Maxim.
Now that you've familiarized yourself with the Pridman's crew, you ready for your next assignment, brother?
Yes, Elder.
Good. Let's get right to it then. Take a look over there. That's Fort Strong.
That's unloaded.
Having those aberrations. To make matters worse, I want you to head over there. Sure. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Look, the Brotherhood cannot allow those abominations. Now, use it to carry our dismissed.
Dismiss. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Pretty sure you can get these guys to carry you wherever you want. Oh, let's not board this. Hey! Hey! Look what's beyond the range, dummy! Don't you not know your rules of gun... Idiot! Don't you not know your rules of gun safety? Know what's beyond the range! There's a super behemoth over here.
Target acquired. I'll try and keep him in your sights. Hightail it back to the Fridwin for repairs.
Move. Go, go, go. Make them bleed for the Brotherhood. Holy shit. Okay, this guy's...
Hey, here. Hey, take that.
What is it?
Heads up. Heads up. See if he had anything worth taking. Look alive. Grab anything useful. Check it out.
Oh, that spooked me. Damn it!
Look alive.
That's a removed segment of the game, isn't it?
Hey.
It's like, yeah, this one. Do 50% more damage. And oh wow, I'm probably teeter on the board of being overcumbered and not.
Hey. Hey. Grab that. Get that. Pick that up. Head over there. Go there. Heads up. See if there's take anything good. Take that. See if he had anything worth taking. Grab anything useful. Check it out. See if take anything good. Grab that. Get that. Pick that up. Take that. Heads up. Grab that. Look alive. Get that. Look alive. Pick that up.
Oh, that's hard. They just fill it out, can with sand and send it. Several years. Yeah, I remember this place is. Yeah, that's how I remember when I was reading that, is that this is a Fat Man's testing ground. I think it's radioactive over here. The generator?
There. Take that. Hey, grab that. Hey, get that.
Oh my goodness.
You must hate these mutants as much.
Why do?
Hate's too gentle a word. These monstrosities are just another example of man blindly. I've been fighting for years, trying to put us. I've seen it would be. Look.
Don't apologize.
Thank you. Anyway, what's important here is you should head back up to the dismissed. Remember, we're out here representing the Brotherhood. Let's make them proud.
Hey, stay there. See if he had anything worth taking. Grab anything useful.
Can't we produce like fusion cores or something? Wait, I need. Oh my goodness. You go to Boston Airport now.
Paladin
Go
Dance.
back to the Pridwood. I'll take care of the shells. And the mess. Ready to continue?
It's the place I looted. There's just a tire floating. It washes up.
Let Ingram catch you standing around. We'll be on report before you can blink.
Dead.
Lancer Captain Kells is fine as hell. Please state the nature of your medical emergency.
Patch me up, Doc.
All right, soldier.
I'm pretty beat up.
I've seen worse.
Done. Now, where's the...
That was it.
Sounds...
Hello, sir.
Outstanding work at Fort Strong, soldier.
It was an honor fighting for the Brotherhood.
I'm glad you feel that way. Because our mission, in order to bring the Institute to its knees, I try to supply my soldiers with the best. Signal grenades can call a vertibird to your location when you need aerial transport. Simply throw one to the ground, and the vertibird will hone in on the unique electromagnetics. Once you're aboard, use the map on your Pip-Boy to interface with the pilot's navigation system, so he'll be able to take you wherever you need.
Where can I get more signal grenades?
I'd use the supply I gave you sparingly. These devices are far more complex than a standard smoke grenade. Should you need more, you should acquire.
Good.
And even by now, I'm sure you've deduced that our arrival in the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental.
Heads up.
Brotherhood's got a lifetime supply of new.
Set me up.
All of my weapons are mission.
Hey. Proctor Tegan.
That's a gloss rifle right back there.
I'll take a look.
Sure, I've got.
Oh my goodness, this guy has 1,000 caps available. Oh, it's probably because I bought the thing from him. I'll take that though. Thank you.
Heads up.
Oh, right. They're ranking every single
It's a good
weapon.
sword, and of course it helps if you have high charisma and can buy it for a better price. It does 50% more damage to robots, and even though that is, of course, very situational, I am going to rank it a little bit higher, because robot enemies can be a little tough to deal with during the early levels, so having this as an option is actually pretty nice. Cito's Shiny Slugger. Another melee weapon. A lot of them are kind of like in this section of the list because they're good, but maybe they're not great. You can't really build a run around them, but you're happy to have the upgrade, especially if you're not running a melee build. It's nice to have something in your pocket to maybe deal with a little bit of a specialized enemy type you may run into. But this one is a reward for completing Safari Adventure. Its effect is really strong. You refill action points, 1 critical hit. So really helpful on a melee run where you can just gotta continue to deliver out damage. It's definitely not worth making a speedrun to Nuka World to unlock, but it's a very competent weapon that can be very helpful. Survivor's Special. This is one of the potential rewards for completing the Lost Patrol, and it does more damage the lower your health drops. Fallout 76 players will recognize this as the Bloodied effect. In 76, that is a standard meta build, but it definitely does not work as well in Fallout 4. If you're already running laser rifles, this is definitely an upgrade to stock. The extra damage can get you out of a bad situation. You could end up doing a surprisingly large amount of damage in close quarters combat as somebody hits you with a really hard hit and drops your health really low. But it's just not reliable or exploitable like it is in 76. Using...
Wait, 35 cord.
Look alive.
damage to keep your health really low all the time and getting the most out of this weapon. It's kind of inconsequential. And if you gave me the choice between the Survivor Special and, for example, a laser rifle that just did a flat percentage more limb damage, I'm gonna take that because I can consistently get the benefit of the legendary effect. Bloodletter.
Grab anything useful.
Putting these bitches down.
had anything. Check it out. See if there's anything there. Check it out. Take anything good. Hey, got a sec? Just checking out. Hey.
Bank. This is probably the reserve bank. There's an elevator. Let's go. I think we're at the reserve. No way, there's a vault.
Got it. Hey.
Only 78 pre-war money? Well, this can't be the reserve because there'd be thousands of monies. Either that or it's just severely nerfed.
That's it.
Bathroom's locked? What the hell?
Going up.
This also applies Nuke and Nuke Launcher. If you actually remove the effect on the Striker, which is like the bowling ball launcher, you can put it on the big boy and you can duplicate ammo. Dude.
Heads up.
Whole hook is rewarded for completing Blood Tide, and it makes your targets bleed for 25 points of extra damage. Yay! I put it higher than the other bleed stuff because it generally has better range. I mean, it's pretty emo and Halloween-y, I guess. I mean, it makes you look like Nightbreed. 2076 World Series baseball bat. This one's really fun. It's located in a shockingly well-guarded basement under City Hall in Jamaica Plains. The meme factor is actually out of control. It has a 6% chance to send targets flying. Is it pragmatic? No. But it is fucking satisfying. Wazer Whiffle.
Wanna buy my Wazer Whiffle?
Shout out Little Lamplight. Hope everybody's doing well over there. But the cute reference aside, this weapon really is only mid. It has the never-ending effect. It's not unlimited ammo. It's more like an unlimited magazine, where it just takes fusion cells directly from your inventory. You get this laser rifle from Sean after completing 3 of his unmarked quests. So, first of all, you have to save Sean, which is an option, I guess, the annoying little sin. But by the time you find the Wazer Whiffle, it's basically the end of the game. I love that there's an Easter egg for longtime fans. It's just not good enough at this point in the game. First time I got it, I giggled, I used it for a minute, and then I just threw it in the stash and forgot about it. Virgil's Rifle. I'm happy to show gruesome wasteland murders, but I refuse to incriminate myself. with footage of me pickpocketing Virgil. You're just gonna have to use your imagination. You either have to kill Virgil, which you will not be doing. No one kills Virgil on my watch. Or steal it from him using rank 3 of pickpocketing. It does 50% more damage against super mutants. It looks really, really cool, and it's very strong and very handy if you know super mutants are going to be on the menu. But beyond its effectiveness against specifically super mutants, this gun's, it's just average. It's exactly normal. So it's really hard to give this one a real top tier recommend. He's amazing. Come on, let the man have his rifle. The Gainer. Rewarded for solving the Vitali Pump House number puzzle, it sets people on fire! Like the Ash.
451 reference.
Not particularly effective. So my logic here may be annoying to people, but the Ashmaker is heavy, it's cumbersome, it requires a dedicated build to make the most of it. But I rank the Gainer higher because it's just a very decent pistol that you can keep in your back pocket all the time. Throat Slicer. It's a Disciple's Blade that is sold by Caitlin in the Nuka Town market, and it delivers 25 blade damage, bleed, more blood, more bloody stuff. I've kind of already established my opinion on bleed damage, but I did rank this one higher though, because it swings faster. This one just got a little bit more utility and a little bit more play out of me on an average run, so I thought it definitely warranted kind of bumping up ahead of some of the other bleed damage melee weapons. Defender.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
What the shit? Why do I get these ads? What am I doing with my life? It's like one of those ads that's like, do that, or like, scientists don't want you to know this trick to get rid of blindness. Just put some arsenic in your water, mix it with rat poison, and then dash it with a few liters of antifreeze. That's a joke. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
From the Mariner as a quest reward for completing Hull Breach in Far Harbor. It ignores 30% of the target's damage and energy resistance. It's just a straight up upgrade to a regular harpoon gun. You're doing more damage, you're inflicting more pain. It's really, really good. This is the way to roll. There's definitely a lot of compelling options for
There's the ring.
weapons, but if you're rolling harpoon guns, this is a really, really strong contender to be your main. Butcher's Hook. It's sold by Erickson in Far Harbor, and I don't know why I'm such a sucker for articulate, kind-hearted super mutant characters, so shout out Erickson, you're fucking cool. This is a meat hook that allows you to refill action points on critical hit. A really strong effect in general, but super strong when you attach it to a melee weapon that can swing super quick. I got a lot of utility out of this one. This one's a lot. It is a lot of fun. I love to sneak it out of it. Death from Above. Sold by Tegan in the Pridwin, this missile launcher gives you a 75% increased movement speed while aiming down sight, which makes you feel like you're using the Stalker perk from Modern Warfare 3. I really enjoy this weapon. I like that the handling's a little bit better. It just makes it a little bit easier to use, a little bit more responsive. It's not something I think you absolutely need to make the weapon better. I just think you buy Death from Above, you're investing in having a more enjoyable experience using a missile launcher. Alright, time for a little bit of a breather. We've been through a ton of weapons so far, but we are going to be moving on to our next category, Pride of the Commonwealth. These are all super solid uniques that come in handy on every adventure. Prototype UP-77, Limitless Potential. A fantastic laser rifle. This comes with unlimited ammo capacity. So much like the laser whiffle, where you can just keep firing and firing and firing and never have to reload. And it's super easy to get. It's locked inside of a hidden room in the basement of the University Credit Union. This one is worth picking up pretty much on every playthrough. Righteous Authority. Hard to avoid getting this weapon because you get it from big old Daddy Dance after the Call to Arms mission. Shots do double damage and the critical meter fills 15% faster. Thinking back to when this game first came out, this gun represented a pretty major jump in power. You're just starting to really do main quests, and it felt like it was a really nice way to kind of jump the power to unique weapons and legendaries. I have a really soft spot in my heart for this gun, although laser rifles just aren't that great in general. They're also very expensive to maintain in terms of ammunition, so I couldn't put this one much higher. Although I wanted to, I really did. The Fish Catcher. This one's sold by Alan Lee, the grumpiest man in Far Harbor. It's a pull hook that gives you 40% less action point cost than VATS. Super duper solid. Anything that reduces your VATS points just means that you're going to get that much more damage. You're effectively getting 40% more damage out of this pull hook. Tesla rifle. Back to Automatron. This one's looted off of Ivy's body at Fort Hagen after your battle. And it's the only Tesla rifle in the game, which may seem kind of strange to people who started playing the franchise with 76. For me, this is like the definition of a fun DLC weapon. It's got cool visuals. It's actually very, very effective. You hit an enemy, the electricity will then arc to another enemy within a certain vicinity. The gun doesn't have the most range. I tend to prefer the fully automatic attachment. That's one of the modifications I would make to it just right off the rip. I kind of suspect that the placement here is going to be a little controversial. I think a lot of people will put the Tesla rifle a lot higher. It does have a very high potential damage output, and oftentimes it kind of reaches that potential. But there are energy resistances and things like that that kind of, you know, I've been
Oh shoot, I already have that ring for your
this kind
science.
of let me down in a major way, in a profoundly major way. So I've learned to not rely on the Tesla rifle, even though it's super fun. Wastelander's Friend, a 10mm pistol sold by Deb in Bunker Hill. It does 50% more limb damage. That's just good business. That's exactly what we're looking for out of a legendary effect. 50% more damage. I can get that every single time I engage an enemy. Synergizes fantastically with that. It's a 10mm pistol. It's got a very blue collar ass special effect on it. There's not a lot sexy about the Wastelander's Friend. It is bedrock fundamental strong, and it will help on every single enemy in the game. December's Child. You pick this one up in the basement of the Vim Pop Factory. It's a combat rifle that is 25% faster, 15% faster on reload. The handling on this thing is absolutely superb compared to other combat rifles. The shooting in Fallout 4 is actually pretty reasonable, especially like when you go back to Fallout 3 in New Vegas, you're like, holy shit, is this even a shooter game? This plays like a tabletop RPG. But December's Child enhances that good gunplay even further. It's Far Harbor, so you tend not to see it early in a run, which is a damn shame. You don't really know what you're missing until you get December's Child, and then you're like, oh yeah, I forgot. This game could actually feel pretty fluid and fun. Eddie's Piece. This one is found during the quest for a long time coming. It's a 44 pistol that does 50% more limb damage. I'm ranking it higher than Wastelander's Friend because it's a 44. It just does that much more damage. 50% more limb damage. Can't stress this enough. That's massive. That is a generally applicable damage bonus.
Oh, it's polymer too, dude.
Tinker Tom Special. This is a hunting rifle sold by Tinker Tom in the Railroad HQ. If you're not yet in combat, it increases your VATS accuracy. This is a great weapon that enables longer range sneak attacks, like a real sniper playstyle. And the increased AP cost is a totally fair trade-off. I just don't want to fucking deal with the Railroad. Honestly, it's on site with them. Fuck Deacon. Desdemona can catch it too. Fuck the Railroad. Broadsider. This is what you get for completing the last voyage of the USS Constitution. It's a cannon. There is no technical legendary effects, except that it's a cannon. Fuck a harpoon gun. Get you one of these, my dude. It is ridiculous, and unlike some of the other meme weapons, it's actually effective. The Broadsider is the thing that the Striker's girlfriend tells him not to worry about. Okay, so for this one, we are going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be covering two weapons simultaneously. The Problem Solver and the Splatter Cannon. The Problem Solver is given to the player by Mason during an ambitious plan. You gotta pass a charisma check to get a hold of it. And the Splatter Cannon is sold by Aaron in the Nuka World Town Market. Both of these Nuka World AKs have the same special effect. If you mag dump somebody, you're going to do more and more damage with each consecutive hit. The 5.56 ammunition needed for handmade rifles can be a little problematic. It's not that it's inaccessible. You're going to have to craft it, you're going to have to buy it, you're going to have to make an effort to get 5.56. Like, unlike 10mm, for example, tons of weapons in the Wasteland use 10mm, so you'll end up with more ammunition than you'll know what to do with. I also just think it's weird that it's essentially the same gun. It kind of defeats the point of being unique is when there's another gun with a different name that does the exact same thing. My best guess would be that because you have to pass a hard charisma check to get the Problem Solver, at a certain point in development, they just wanted to make this particular weapon type more accessible to players. I don't know, and frankly, I barely ever get the Problem Solver. I always roll with the Splatter Cannon anyway, so good gun though. Definitely good gun. Old Faithful. This one is sold by Arturo in Diamond City, and man, this video is definitely going to be age restricted. It's a laser pistol that deals double damage if the target is at full health. I love this effect because it really ramps up your sneak attack damage. It is fan-frickin-tastic. A little bit of a side tangent. While I was filming this video, I was running around the wasteland at different locations. I was spawning in random enemies using mods. And I thought it'd be funny to spawn in Liberty Prime. Huge mistake. Something happened, and Liberty Prime never despawned. Ever. And there was like a whole day where no matter where I fast traveled, Liberty Prime would follow me. He was just chasing me down like Jason Voorhees. It was absolutely terrifying. The only way I could get it to stop was to spawn in a friendly Liberty Prime and have them essentially robot battle to the death. Sorry for the tangent, I just thought that was really funny and I wanted to share that. Kellogg's pistol. You get this from killing Kellogg, that bold-ass bitch. It's a 44 pistol that refills your action points on a critical hit. It's got a shockingly strong, and I've used it to great effect. I've had multiple runs where effectively I just primaried Kellogg's pistol for most of the run. At this point, as soon as I acquire it, I normally just keep it on me. You can't really avoid it. If you're playing the main quest, you are going to grab Kellogg's pistol at some point. I mean, I guess technically you could not pick it up, but why would you do that? Adam's Judgment. Now, this is power. It's a super sledge, but the hammer has been replaced with broken fusion cores. It does massive physical damage and an extra 100 points of radiation damage. This is an absolute beast from Far Harbor. Totally complete the quest The Heretic to get this one. Dashing people with the big fucking nuclear hammer. Like, how is that not fun? Justice. We should all be pretty familiar with this one. This is the combat shotgun sold by Penny in Covenant. I don't know about you guys, but for me, this is my early game shotgun. I don't necessarily rush to Covenant.
I'm almost half a level with my other character. Just bruh.
I make a point to
That's probably, I would say, probably because, you know,
groups of raiders or mole rats or any
this
of those
gives me double XP, and I like that.
It is fantastic to have an opportunity to potentially just take one out of the fight. Stagger is massive. Obviously, if the enemy type doesn't have a gun, so if it's an animal and not necessarily, or a raider with a knife, the stagger from the Justice will make them completely ineffective. And it's a shotgun that just does high base damage. The Justice is an absolute workhorse. Final Judgment. This is Elder Maxim's Gatling laser. It has a 25% faster firing rate, 15% faster reload rate. Holy shit, this gun doles out damage. It's an absolute monster. It does incredible amounts of burst damage, as well as the sustain being a heavy weapon. The range is fantastic. Everything about this is actually kind of scary. There's only one Gatling laser that can compete, and I mean, when we get to it, I'm sure you'll be able to see my logic. My only ding, and why it isn't like in the top tier of unique weapons, is that you get it too late. If you can somehow get a hold of it midway through the game or a little bit earlier, this thing would be a bread and butter, absolute fucking bonkers addition to any loadout. But, you know, because it's kind of like, oh cool, you know, you effectively beat the game, here goes the final judgment. It's like, well, why do I care? I mean, unless you're kind of doing it old school style and playing through the entire campaign and then doing DLCs, then Final Judgment, I think, might have a stronger placement on your particular list. Like, for example, if you beat all of the Commonwealth before you do Nuka World, before you do Far Harbor. But for me, this tends to be one of the last things I get a hold of. It is super duper fun, though. Admiral's Friend, back to my favorite Grumpus, Mr. Alan Lee, in the town of Far Harbor. This harpoon gun does double damage if the target is at full health. Sneak attack monster. Absolute monster. You do so much damage. There's so many enemies in this game that are one-shot by the Admiral's Friend. It's outrageous. You say, hey, I'm going to give you this big, heavy weapon. It shoots a big metal rod, a harpoon at people. This version actually does the damage my imagination says it should. I mean, even just filming for this video, I had so much fun running around with this thing. It is bonkers. Good intentions. This is a laser rifle carried by Clint, the leader of the gunners on the elevated freeway camp, and it gives frenzy on critical hits. For those who don't know, frenzy causes enemies to stop targeting you and start targeting one another. Superb legendary effect. It is a literal lifesaver. Having the enemies frenzy one another in the middle of battle, it really eases up the pressure, gives you more time to reload. You can kind of just like bum fight style that shit. You can get them.
Got it.
Heads up. Move out. Over there. Pick that up. Heads up.